That stuff's flat. Oh yeah, it is. Flat as an intergalactic pancake. Get your ruler out. Science is defined by, having a prediction and then proving it in the field. My prediction is water's true nature is to find and maintain its level. Take a look at it. Ditch the satanic mind control. Comprehend the fact that the round earth model's a heliocentric indoctrination from the pagan Roman Catholic Church called the Copernican principle. In the words of great Copernicus himself, found a legendary quote.
So far as hypotheses are concerned, let no one expect anything certain from astronomy which cannot furnish it, lest he accept as the truth ideas conceived for another purpose, and depart from this study a greater fool than when he entered it.
Yeah, the goal of the church was to have a population of, walking dead people, and I quote, we want to have walking cadavers, people so brainwashed you can tell them anything and they will stay compliant to their oppressor. Well, that's what we have. How hard it is to break free of the programming, but the good old lake proves it. Spherical trig is, eighth of an inch per mile squared. The lake's 90 miles. 100 miles is roughly 6,000 feet curvature. Where's the curve? Oh no! It's not one thing or the other, though. I got into this by studying Freemasons. After my mom got barbecued for profit in a trail hospital, I noticed there's Freemasonic symbols all over the hospital. So I started studying Freemasonry. You got Einstein, Kepler, Galileo, Isaac Newton, Copernicus. They're all members of the same cult. And they're the ones that the church indoctrinated us into, thinking they're smart, scientists with the authority on the subject. But just like Copernicus said, you will depart this study a greater fool than when you entered it, because none of these things are provable. It was the same thing with Isaac Newton. And he said, gravity is flawed in that we know if you can pick up, a 5-pound weight, then you definitely can pick up a 1-pound weight, right? So the round earth models, circumference of 24.9 thousand miles. So imagine a 6,000 foot curve down the lake, that with it spinning 1,000 miles an hour. That's absolute fucking quackery. So what Isaac Newton's point there is that, we're spinning, but gravity is holding the prolific weight of the oceans down. So it's pulling and holding everything down, right? Yet a butterfly or a helium balloon can just defy all that gravity. So like he said, it can hold down the prolific weight of the ocean, but it can't hold a balloon.
Isaac Newton's letter to Robert Hooke, February 15th, 1676. Gravity is flawed. Be it pulling power or pushing power, all powers affect every object the same way. If you can push a 10-kilogram weight, you can push a 1-kilogram weight too. If you can pull a 10-kilogram cart, you can pull a 1-kilogram cart too. If gravity is a pulling power, it shall pull every object with the same strength. If the pulling power of gravity is so strong that it can pull millions of tons of oceans, then the same strength would be applied to all objects. Thus you could not walk, run, and birds could not fly due to the immense pulling power of gravity. The theory of gravity is an assumption. Under an assumption of constant gravitational attraction, Newton's law of universal gravitation.
So when you go into the water and you take in a breath of oxygen, the oxygen in your lungs is less dense than the water. So it comes down to relative density to its surrounding medium, right? These are laws of density have been known for hundreds of thousands of years, you know, not this fucking modern day quackery. The Copernican principle is only 500 years old. And at that time, it was a time in society known for, selling people just the absolute fucking utmost of quackery, snake oils, and just all this total fucking nonsense, right? So yeah, the indoctrination remains in the school system to this day from the church. And yeah, you're actually in a hypnotic state, if you believe it. So the master of propaganda said, how do you hypnotize somebody? You just keep repeating the same concept over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and then they'll absorb it, right? So how many times have you seen that ball? Problem is, that's a model of a ball. They're not real pictures or images from space. They're composites. Hello, genius! Right? So they admit it now in the NASA website. A guy named Rob Simmons, nicknamed Mr. Blue Marble, talking about how he designs the composites, with spectral highlights and, just hits Command Z a lot. He's just in Photoshop, creating those images. So the only thing you have to do is Google image pictures of Earth.
There's not one authentic picture of this oblate, pear-shaped, spinning ball that they claim we live on.
And if you have a fucking brain in your head, you'll be able to tell those are all CGI. Just like Elon Musk's rockets and stuff that come back down and land, I saw that the first time. I'm like, that's low budget CGI, bud. If you can't tell that, you're either fucked up on drugs or something.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
Or there's something wrong with your mind. And there potentially is. The church is using some kind of, demon magic on us to make us fucking believe this just absolute quackery, right? That's the sad truth of it. That stuff's flat, coming at you. Yeah. Someone's got to speak the truth. Don't listen to that shit. Airline pilots talking about it.
Pretty flat.
Pretty flat?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I was reading a lot of stuff on the flat Earth.
Okay, yeah. True.
That's true?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, God bless, brother.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature? No.
No? There's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
Oh yeah, it's flat. There's no curvature and no movement, Don't you think there'd be a little turbulence if we were flying through space? Also spinning, 1,000 miles an hour? Like, you ever been on a merry-go-round? The definition of science, you have a theory, we'll put it in the field. If you cover a ball with water and spin it, everything flies off every direction. Skyscrapers and stuff would be flying off. You get gravity. That's science. That's holding everything down. Except for the butterfly that just flew away. I mean, come on. So, if you can't prove what you're being taught in the field, that's definable as pseudoscience, right? Right. Get with the fucking program, yeah? What sounds more like a control grid, Culture is just a defined belief amongst the people, You're a purposeless accident. You're, monkeys spinning in space. Just give us all your money. Fucking insane. We get cartoons, and we get repetition of a concept every single time you turn on the radio. This disease is a disease of the unvaccinated, and we're going to space. Okie dokie, Smokey. Also, you get into this. They united the nations and have the longest held treaty in existence. All the countries are involved, so that you can't go, search Antarctica yourself. And the United Nations have a flat Earth map as their logo. The reason I'm mentioning that is relevant today is the WHO works for the UN, right? I turn on the television, they got a globe on there spinning one way with a COVID ball spinning the other way. Just endless repetition of a concept. That's probably why they brought us COVID, Don't freaking talk to anybody. Don't, make sure you socially distance. Yeah, because Flat Earth in 2015 was the hottest fucking subject Googled there ever was. You look at the algorithms, it was the most searched fucking topic. And so then they had to control the algorithms, right? So instead of removing and censoring all these videos, they just put all their own stuff on there. And they actually promote Google Flat Earth, So you Google Flat Earth, and then it's all this stuff, 10,000 videos of people telling you you're a fucking idiot before you can, get to the real facts. Well, I started researching it when everyone was talking about it. It was ex-airline pilots, ex-military, government officials, they're all saying it's flat. NASA admits it, CIA admits it, These people might know a little bit more than you. But just go back to your quackery if that makes you comfortable. T-bone, that stuff's flat, coming at ya. Adios, amigos. Yeah.
That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.